All good. Ben, thank you for joining us. Obviously a tricky result here at the Broadfield Stadium. Can I get your overall thoughts on the game first?
Yeah, I think overall a lot of pride really just for the players' level of commitment and making it look very similar to how it has been in terms of the performance overall. But obviously a lot of disappointment as soon as the second goal goes in, it becomes a little bit harder, and the game doesn't quite look how we want it to. So obviously results are the important thing. We need to pick them up, but really grateful for the players and what they gave.
Yeah, controlled a lot of the game, didn't we? I haven't had a chance to look at the stat sheet, but I imagine the possession stat
high 60s. I think.
Yeah, would be in our favour.
Yeah.
We spoke to Armando after the Wrexham game last week. Is there a frustration in the changing room that we're not sort of punishing teams when we've got that much of the ball?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. There's always a balance, right? If you've got a lot of the football and you're creating chances, it's the best thing in the world. If you've got a lot of the football and maybe you're not, it's something we need to look at. So we always try to dominate the football. It's in our DNA here, but we obviously need to do a little bit of work in the final third.
Yeah, as you say there, a lot of pride can be taken from the performance because obviously there's been a lot going on around the club this week. So to sort of put that to one side, it can be tricky for players, can't it? I suppose you'll know, with their career that you've had. So a lot of pride in that performance and a lot we can take on, building in the coming weeks.
I think so. It was a big point to mention after the game, and the players even pointed out themselves was like they could easily have sort of gone under this week in all honesty because losing a manager. But everyone got together, everyone pulled in the same direction. Not loads of staff left at the training ground, so the lads were really mucking in and helping each other out, helping us out. So it's been a moment where everyone at the club's pulled together. Just a shame we didn't get a result today.
Yeah, and for yourself, looking at the game, how do you sort of take sort of Monday's session? Obviously, very quick succession. We're back at home, aren't we? Here to Mansfield. So, yeah. Is there anything specific that you'll be looking to work on?
I think so much of the game looked like how we wanted it to look. Other than a few moments, so set pieces obviously were big today, and we didn't quite get one right. So they score from that, and then they punish us on the break. But in all honesty, one of the only times they managed to do it, I thought we really locked out the action fantastically and stayed in their part of the pitch a lot. So there's some really good bits, but in the top part of the pitch, we just need to show a bit more teeth, I think, and a bit more desire maybe to get to the box and score goals. We created some moments, but never any that really deserves to score from.
Yeah, I think the fans could see that the lads were given 110% today, and they won't leave anything out there. So I suppose the message to them is do the same. Give 110% in the stands, and we'll be looking to get back to winning ways against Mansfield on Tuesday, won't we? Yeah,
for sure. I think it's a moment for everyone at the club to pull together. Everybody wants to pull in the same direction. We all want the same thing. So the lads are fully committed. The lads are working so hard. Us as staff, what's left of us, are working really, really hard, and we're going to try and prepare the boys for the game against Mansfield to get a positive result.
Brilliant. Yeah, it was a disappointing start. Obviously, like you said, it was a set piece. How disappointing was that as a start?
Yeah, to concede early is always frustrating, and then when it's from a set piece, also is because you almost feel like maybe we've not prepared the players enough. So. Not easy, but I really enjoyed the players' resilience, in all honesty, to bounce back and wrestle control of the game, and I felt like we were the better team for a lot of it. I know the scoreline doesn't reflect that, but like I say, with a really tough week, I'm really proud of the players and everything they gave.
Yeah, and Sam mentioned that Armando said last week about being more ruthless. How do you teach being more ruthless? I know you can practice, get a bit more desire for the ball and that, but can you teach ruthlessness to a team or coach?
I think so, like finding the balance between sometimes we may have the ball out wide, and we have players positioned ready for it to be sort of recycled round and hurt them on the other side of the pitch. Maybe slightly tweaking that, and when the ball's out wide on one side, the other side are making the box, and everybody knows the ball's coming in the box. But listen, it's work we're going to do. It's not always the easiest fix in the world because you pay loads and loads of money for the top guys at the top of the pitch, right? That's generally where the money is. So we will work relentlessly Monday as much as we can. They're not going to be able to do loads and loads, but video work with the players as well. Maybe just repositioning people slightly to create more chances. But I'm sure we'll get there. We've scored plenty of goals in this team, and it's not something that just goes away.
Yeah, and I saw Dion helping out at the beginning and with some coaching and that. How helpful has he been this week? And can you give us an update on his progression with his injury?
Yeah, I don't think he's a million miles away now. We definitely don't want to rush him either because he's going to be so important once he comes back. We want him to stay back for the rest of the season. So I would imagine within the next couple of weeks. Please don't hold me to that because I've not asked before I've come in here. But he was brilliant. We asked him to come on the bench with us to almost help with the defensive unit when we get the ball up the pitch. Can he organise? So he's fantastic. It was brilliant.
And we saw Eddie Beach got an injury in that. Not sure how long that is or anything yet. But is they going to be looking at calling Jasper back from Whitehawk on loan? Or?
Yeah, I think so. So he was available to use today. I found out sort of after I'd made my mind up on how the bench and stuff would look that he would be available. And I decided to just go with it at this moment. So, but that'll be looked at over tomorrow and Monday, and we'll make a clear decision for next week.
Yeah, and ignoring the result, have you enjoyed today as your first time in charge of the team?
Do you know what? Until the second goal went in, I was loving it. I really enjoyed it. I knew when the second goal went in, that deflated me a little bit. But in terms of an experience and stuff, and like I say, just immense pride in the players and what they've given for us as a staff. I'm really proud.
Excellent, thanks, Ben.
Andy.
Just touching on that, Ben, you say about tough week. How do you feel personally? You haven't really had time to think about too much. It's all happened quickly. But, in a way, just take it on and just keep going with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm employed by the football club to help out as best as I can, right? So I find myself currently in the interim manager's role or head coach, whatever you want to call it. So I try and take a lead and try and be the one that helps to. But listen, I've got loads of help behind the scenes. It's not me. I just happen to be the guy that comes and sits here. So everybody's pulling in the same direction.
And the crowd, how do you feel about them today? They were very supportive as always, weren't they?
Yeah. No, brilliant. Like I say, I believe everyone at the football club's pulling in the same direction. They understand the manager's left. That happens in football. That is part of the game. I know they would have obviously had a strong connection to him. But I thought they were brilliant behind the boys today, and we're going to need them.
Many thanks.